Lord, in the stillness of this morning, when the world has yet to shout its demands, I come before you with trembling hands and an open heart. I come not to ask for riches or glory, not for comfort or ease, but for the weight of your will to fall fully upon me. I come to be unmade. I come to be undone in your presence. I come to ask, with all the earnestness in my soul, God, strip away everything that isn't from you. Tear from my life anything not planted by your hand. Uproot what I've built on pride. Burn away what I've gathered in fear. Let nothing remain in me that doesn't carry your breath, your fire, your name, because I've seen what happens when I build for myself. I've watched the towers I constructed fall like sandcastles at the first wave of pain. I've clung to people who were never meant to stay, held on to dreams you never birthed, made idols of things I called blessings. But now I know. Now I see. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Psalm 127, 1. I don't want to labor in vain anymore. I don't want to give years to things you never authored. I don't want to wake up one day, surrounded by trophies that mean nothing to you. I want only what is from you, only what is of you. And if it's not, take it. Even if it hurts, even if I weep, even if I fight you out of fear, take it. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Psalm 139, 23, 24. Because there are corners in my soul where I still try to hide things from you. There are shadows I pretend you don't see. But nothing is hidden from your eyes. Not my motives, not my bitterness, not the secret fears I carry into every new season. So I say it again, search me. Not because I want to be judged, but because I want to be freed. Expose what is not of you so you can heal it. Break what is crooked so you can make it whole. You are the potter. I am the clay. Mold me. Melt me. Make me again. And if the process breaks me, let it break me beautifully. Let it be holy destruction, sacred ruin. Too long I have measured my worth by what the world calls success. But what good is gain if I lose my soul? What use is applause if it drowns out your voice? What is popularity if it comes at the price of presence? You said, what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Mark 8:36. And I hear that question echo through my chest like a warning bell in the distance. What am I chasing that you never told me to run after? What am I carrying that you never asked me to hold? Show me, Lord. Make it clear. Rip the thigh. Veil off my eyes. If I've made idols of dreams, if I've turned your blessings into burdens, show me how to release it. Show me how to surrender again. I don't want to carry dead things into new seasons. I don't want to wear old wineskins when you are pouring out new wine. I don't want to hold on to habits that numb me when you are calling me to awaken. Strip me bare, Lord, not to shame me, but to sanctify me. Not to leave me empty, but to make space for your fullness, because it is only when I am emptied of self that I can be filled with you. It is only when I lay down my weapons that you can fight for me. It is only when I let go of my plans that you can show me the higher road. I confess, I've wanted control. I've wanted to orchestrate my life like a script, editing out the suffering, rewriting the silence, cutting out the waiting. But your word says, my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. Isaiah 55:8. You don't operate according to my timeline. You don't need my strategies. You don't bless my plans. You call me to surrender to yours. So here I am. No pretense, no masks, no conditions. Take what you must. Give what you will. I am yours. Refine me in the fire of your presence. Burn away the pride I didn't know was pride. Burn away the anger I've disguised as passion. Burn away the fear I've hidden behind ambition. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Psalm 51:7. Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Psalm 51:10. I need that spirit. I need that renewal. I need a resurrection from the inside out, because too many mornings I wake up tired in my soul, not from lack of sleep, but from the weight of carrying too much of the wrong things. I carry expectations that are not mine. I carry judgments that come from wounded places. I carry the pressure to perform, to impress, to be enough in the eyes of people who don't even know my name. But you, O God, know my name. You know my frame. You remember, I am dust, Psalm 103:14. And you love me anyway, not for what I do, not for what I accomplish, but because I am yours. So teach me, Lord, to walk humbly again, to delight not in being seen, but in being known by you, to rest not in achievement, but in your arms. Teach me to abide, not to strive, to listen, not to broadcast, to receive, not to earn. Your grace is not a transaction, it is a gift. And I cannot earn what you already poured out. I can only receive it, soak in it, let it wash over every lie that says I have to do more, be more, hustle more to be loved. I don't want to be like the rich young ruler who walked away sad because he couldn't let go of his possessions. I want to be like the widow who gave all she had. I want to be like Mary, sitting at your feet, choosing the better thing. I want to be like Paul, who said, I count everything as loss because of the surpassing worth of knowing Christ Jesus my Lord. Philippians 3:8. Everything, not some things, not just the sinful things. Everything that distracts me from you, detours me from you, distances me from you, I count it all as loss, because knowing you is worth more than anything I could ever lose. So strip me, Lord, not to wound me, but to free me. Strip away the masks I wear to please people. Strip away the insecurities I cover with performance. Strip away the coping mechanisms I call strength, because underneath it all, I just want to be yours. Not perfect, not polished, just surrendered, just laid down at your feet, broken maybe, but broken in the right direction. Because your word says, a broken and contrite heart, O God, you will not despise. Psalm 51:17. So here is my brokenness. Take it, bless it, use it. And when you strip away what isn't from you, help me not to mourn what wasn't meant to stay. Help me to rejoice that you love me too much to let me settle. Help me to see loss as protection. Help me to call pruning a gift, because you prune those you love. You discipline those you delight in. You refine those you have called. And I am called. I am chosen. Not because I am worthy, but because you are merciful. You don't call the qualified. You qualify the called. So God, in this morning hour, with breath still fresh in my lungs and sunlight beginning to warm the day, I surrender again. Not out of duty, but out of desperation. Not because I have to, but because I need to. Because everything else has left me tired, hollow, empty, distracted. I need your voice more than the noise of my own ambition. I need your truth more than the lies I keep telling myself. I need your peace more than the approval of others. And I know now, your presence doesn't dwell in crowded hearts. Your spirit doesn't fight for space. You wait for room. You wait for surrender. You wait for the sacred invitation. So here it is. Move in. Take over. Tear down the walls I built with good intentions. Dismantle the altars I made to comfort. Break the routines that keep me safe but not holy. Because safety isn't the goal. Obedience is. Comfort isn't the promise. Transformation is. And you never once promised ease, but you did promise presence. And that is enough. Your presence is enough. If I lose everything else but still have you, I have more than enough. If I walk through fire and you are with me, I will not be burned. If I walk through deep waters, you will not let me drown. Isaiah 43:2. So if the stripping comes with storms, let them rage. If the pruning comes with pain, let it cut. I will trust the hands that wound me only to heal me. I will trust the hands that break me only to rebuild me. Because you are the God who sees. You are El Roy. You saw Hagar in the wilderness. You saw David in the cave. You saw the widow in her poverty. You saw the leper before you touched him. You see me now, in this sacred silence, reaching out, not for blessings, but for purging. Not for gifts, but for growth. See me, God. Know me. Speak to the parts of me that still resist. Whisper to the places in my soul that still tremble. And say again, like you said to Gideon, peace, do not be afraid. You are not going to die. Judges 6:23. Because sometimes surrender feels like death, like I'm burying pieces of myself I thought I needed to survive. But you are resurrection and life. Nothing I give up for you stays dead. It is always reborn in a holier, higher way. Even the desires of my heart, strip them too if they didn't come from you. Because not every good desire is a God desire. Not every open door is from heaven. And not every longing deserves to live. Let me want only what you want. Let me desire only what brings you glory. Take my plans, my goals, my vision boards, my timelines, my dreams. Examine them, purify them, or throw them away if they don't serve your kingdom. I'm not here to build my brand. I'm here to carry my cross. I'm not here to chase influence. I'm here to be salt and light. Jesus said, if anyone wants to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. Matthew 16:24. That's not a call to convenience, that's a call to crucifixion. A call to die daily to my flesh, to my ego, to my need to be seen, heard, and celebrated. And maybe that's why so many avoid it. Maybe that's why we prefer the comfortable Christianity that keeps us safe but never sanctified. But I can't do that anymore. I can't pretend that shallow faith satisfies a deep hunger. I want the real thing. The raw, honest, gut-wrenching walk with God that breaks me open and fills me again and again. I want the kind of surrender that costs something. Because faith that costs nothing changes nothing. Obedience that requires no sacrifice isn't obedience, it's convenience. But I don't want convenient faith. I want costly love. I want the kind of devotion that holds on when everything falls apart. I want the kind of worship that still rises when prayers seem unanswered. I want the kind of praise that doesn't depend on perfect conditions. I want to be like Job, who said, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. Job 13:15. Strip me until I can say that with tears and trembling and still mean it. And in the stripping, silence the voices that are not yours. The voices of shame that say I'll never be enough. The voices of fear that say I'll lose too much. The voices of comparison that tell me I'm behind. Silence them all, Lord. Let only your voice remain, because you call me beloved, you call me chosen, you call me redeemed. And even when you convict me, you do it as a father, not an accuser. You correct, but you don't condemn. You prune, but you never abandon. You strip away, but you always restore. So let the restoration begin. Even as you strip, begin to rebuild. Brick by brick, truth by truth. Let your spirit lay the new foundation of who I really am, not who the world said I had to be. Let me unlearn the lies. Let me unbecome what you never designed. Let me release every identity that doesn't bear your image, and in its place, clothe me with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Colossians 3:12. Let my soul wear holiness like armor. Let my spirit breathe free in the garments of grace. Because I am tired of striving to be enough when you've already declared me loved. I am exhausted from trying to prove what you already settled on the cross. You said, "It is finished," John 19:30. And that includes the race to be perfect. That includes the pressure to earn your favor. That includes the endless hustle to matter. I matter because you made me. I'm worthy because you called me. And if you need to strip away all the false identities for me to remember that, do it. Tear down every label, break every chain, remove every filter I hide behind. And if the stripping reveals wounds I never knew I had, let the healing begin. Pour oil into the cracks. Bind up the places that bled silently for years. Heal not just what's visible, but what's buried. The old traumas, the unspoken griefs, the generational pain I carry without even realizing it. Break every curse. Shatter every stronghold. Pull up every root of bitterness. Because I don't want to pass down what you died to break. I don't want to normalize dysfunction and call it strength. I want freedom. True, blood-bought, Holy Spirit-filled freedom. And I know it starts with surrender. So I surrender. Again. Still. Always. Not just the big things, but the small ones too. My schedule, my scrolling, my speech, my responses, my reactions, my routines. The things I call just who I am that you want to transform. The parts of me that resist change because they feel safe. Touch those too. Redeem those too. Strip those too. Because if I say I want you to have it all, I must give you everything. Not just what's convenient, not just what's visible, everything. And, Lord, when I'm tempted to pick it back up, to reclaim what I've laid down, remind me of the peace I found in letting go. Remind me of the joy that came when I stopped grasping. Remind me of the beauty in being emptied, so you could fill me fresh. Let the cross stay before me. Let the world stay behind me. Let the fire on the altar never go out. Let my life be a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to you. Because this is my true and proper worship. Romans 12:1. Let every stripping become a song. Let every surrender become a sanctuary. Let every pruning become praise. Because even when you take, you give. Even when you remove, you restore. Even when you wound, you heal. Blessed be your name, O Lord. You give and take away. But still I will say, blessed be your name. And so, Lord, as this morning unfolds and the first light touches the earth, I ask you once again, have your way in me. No conditions, no bargaining, no hesitation. Even when I don't understand the path, I will trust the heart that leads me. Even when it hurts to let go, I will believe that your hands are gentle, that even your cutting is kindness, that even your stripping is mercy in disguise. Your word says, He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit. John 15:2. And I want to be fruitful, not famous. I want to be faithful, not impressive. I want to bear fruit that will last, not just flowers that fade in a season. If you need to strip away opportunities that seem golden but are fool's gold, do it. If you need to end relationships I thought I needed, but you know will hinder me, do it. If you need to break dreams I idolized so you can give me visions I never imagined, do it. I trust you. I trust you more than I trust my own eyes. I trust your pruning more than I trust my preferences. I trust that whatever you remove, you do so to make room for what will truly bring life. I trust that you are a good father who gives good gifts to his children, Matthew 7:11. And if you withhold something, it's because you love me too much to give me what would harm me. Help me to see the stripping not as punishment, but as preparation. Help me to see the removal not as rejection, but as redirection. Help me to see the emptiness not as abandonment, but as an invitation to deeper faith, to deeper intimacy, to deeper trust. Because when everything else is stripped away, what remains is what's eternal. When all the glitter falls off, what remains is what's real. And I want real faith. I want real love. I want real communion with you. Strip me of the fear that says, what if I fail? And replace it with the faith that says, even if I fall, you will catch me. Strip me of the doubt that whispers, you are not enough, and clothe me with the truth that in Christ I lack nothing. Strip me of the need to prove myself and remind me that I am already accepted in the Beloved. Ephesians 1:6. Strip me of the urgency that rushes ahead of your timing and teach me to wait upon the Lord, to renew my strength, to mount up with wings like eagles. Isaiah 40:31. And while you strip, steady my heart, anchor it in truth, anchor it in promises that cannot be shaken, because the world will tell me I am losing when I let go. The world will call it weakness when I surrender. But you call it strength. You call it faith. You call it victory. You said, "Whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it." Matthew 16:25. So I lose it, Lord. I lose the life the world told me to chase. I lose the self-centered dreams. I lose the exhausting need for validation. I lay it all down at your feet. Strip away my false ideas about you too, the ones that see you as distant, as angry, as cold. Show me the tenderness in your discipline. Show me the mercy in your correction. Remind me that you discipline those you love, just as a father disciplines the child in whom he delights. Proverbs 3:12. Let me see every stripping as a proof of your relentless love. Let me see every removal as evidence that you are closer than my very breath, caring too much to leave me in brokenness, in shallowness, in half-hearted living. And when the world tries to define me by what I lose, remind me that I am defined by what I carry, the Spirit of the living God within me. Remind me that earthly loss cannot touch eternal gain. Remind me that what the enemy means for evil, you use for good. Genesis 50:20. Remind me that what is stripped now makes room for glory later. Teach me to hold things loosely, but hold you tightly. Teach me to love without clinging, to dream without idolizing, to build without boasting. Let my prayer each morning be not, "Bless what I'm doing," but "Strip away what isn't from you." Let my song each day be not, "Make my name great," but "Make your name known." Let my breath be worship. Let my thoughts be surrender. Let my days be altars where your fire can fall. Let my life be so empty of self and so full of you, that when people look at me, they no longer see me at all. They see Jesus, Christ in me, the hope of glory. Colossians 1:27. And when the stripping leaves me vulnerable, cover me with your wings. When the pruning leaves me bleeding, bind up my wounds with the balm of your Spirit. When the removal leaves me trembling, steady my soul with your promises. You are my refuge and my strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Psalm 46:1. You are the one who sings over me with joy. Zephaniah 3:17. You are the one who finishes what he starts. Philippians 1:6. So even when I don't see the fruit yet, I will trust the gardener. Even when I don't understand the pain, I will trust the physician. Even when I don't see the way forward, I will trust the shepherd. I will trust you in the waiting. I will trust you in the weeping. I will trust you in the wilderness. Because you are faithful, because you are good, because you are worth everything I lay down and infinitely more. And when the new growth comes, and it will come, let me remember that it wasn't my striving that made it bloom. It was your mercy. It was your Spirit. It was your power working in my weakness. Let me never boast in my own strength, but only in the cross of Jesus Christ. Let me walk humbly, love deeply, serve quietly, and live simply, with a heart that beats only for you. Strip away my past, my pride, my pain, my possessions, my plans, until nothing is left but the fire of your love burning in the center of my soul. Strip away every label the world gave me, until the only name I answer to is child of God. Strip away the noise, until the only sound I hear is your voice calling me deeper still. Strip away the clutter, until the only thing I chase is your heart. And when the final stripping comes, when the last day dawns and I leave this earthly life, let me step into glory with empty hands but a full heart. Let me stand before you with nothing to boast of but Jesus. Let me hear those words I long for more than anything else. Well done, good and faithful servant. Matthew 25:23. Until then, strip away what isn't from you, Lord. Every morning, every moment, every breath, until all that remains is Christ formed fully in me. Amen.